Welcome everybody. It's an absolute pleasure to be back here at BrewDog Waterloo today for the Aforza Employee Insight Series. I'm really excited to be welcoming Jack Bailey, who's one of our longest serving employees. He's currently a customer account manager at Aforza, a really interesting role, and we're really going to be getting into the details of that today around the subject of why our customers continue to do more with Aforza. But before we kick off, maybe I'll hand over to you, Jack. Introduce yourself, your background, and why you love working here.
Absolutely. So thanks, Andy. It's a pleasure to be here. As you rightly put it, so I'm a customer account manager here at Aforza. What that really means is working with current and prospective Aforza customers to really align the value that our solution provides with their strategic objectives and goals. So I manage a few of our customers across Southern Europe and Eastern Europe as well. So really enjoy what I've been doing. And I've actually been at the company now for 2.5 years in January.
Wow.
So it's knocking on a bit. Certainly feel like the carpet part of the furniture now. So, but yeah, I've loved every minute of it, and it's a pleasure to be here. So.
And what sort of things did you do before the customer account role? How did you get into that?
So I actually started off as doing business development, and then moved into an account executive role. So working with existing customers, but actually working directly with prospective Aforza customers.
Right.
And then as our customer base grew, moved into the customer account manager role. So yeah, I've been doing that now for around 6 months, I think.
Gotcha. So always been customer facing, always kind of into what makes them tick, their challenges.
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely.
Fantastic. So the subject of today is really about why our customers continue to do more with Aforza. So you're working with our customers on a daily basis. You're looking to see how they can do more, with our solutions. So what sort of things what are the trends you see? What sort of things do you see them wanting to do more with Aforza?
I think the real value of Aforza is realised when they begin doing order capture. Okay. So when they're actually transacting dollars or euros or pounds through the platform, I think that's when the real value of the solution becomes realised.
Yeah.
But that's not to say that they start there initially. Okay. I think a lot of our customers will actually start off with our visit capability, doing surveys and audits, actually executing visits in the field. So a lot more of the merchandising activities that you would typically see a consumer goods company complete. And then, they'll move on later on to their next priority, which will be, order capture or trade promotion management or key account management. So I think that's one of the great things about Aforza is that even though we're an end-to-end solution, we're still modular.
So you can start somewhere, right?
Yeah. Exactly, yeah. So we use the analogy crawl, walk, run, which has probably been said in this room before.
Yeah, right.
We say it a lot, but I think, it's really true because you don't have to take the whole platform and it be a big scary digital transformation. It can start very small and progress as you wish.
So that really is a common trend that is, like a lot of the customers that you look after, they grow in lots of different ways. So you've touched on, maybe moving from one set of capabilities to the other. What about just growth within the company themselves as well? Do you see a lot of uptick there as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think part of my role is not only to provide our customers with the add-ons they need with the new different products like Studio or B2B commerce, for example. But the other part is, actually adding on specific licenses.
Yep.
And that's because I think a lot of the time that companies are using Aforza, they might start with a small pilot group of particular users and then move on to the rest of their users in a different country, or even just start in one country and then move on to, the next region. So I actually manage a large customer of ours in Southern and Eastern Europe who started off in, one country, doing a bit of a pilot with our visit execution functionality, and then later on have moved into actually rolling out order capture in that market, and now they're going live in 4 additional markets as well, which is a really exciting time for them.
It's exciting. So growth is breeding more groups of users, but then also extra capabilities. And then I know we discussed this beforehand, but also other channels as well, right? I think is a key theme you're seeing.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think specifically when, like I said, when companies start to actually capture orders and transact money through the platform, they realize that they can execute the same pricing, promotions, and essentially the standards that they're seeing in one channel in another channel. So I think that since the pandemic in particular, B2B commerce has become more and more important. And the engines that you're utilizing in Aforza can be pushed to any channel. So with B2B commerce in particular, if because of the pandemic, regulations have changed, you might not be able to get as many people out to actually visit particular customers in the field. Maybe it's because of you're trying to save money on fuel prices, for example. Having a B2B portal is particularly important so that you can still service those customers properly and ensure they're getting the attention from you that you need, even if you can't actually get someone there. Yep. So that's a particular channel that I've seen a huge uptick in terms of interest and focus within the consumer goods market.
Gotcha. So this growth is huge. I mean, you touched on 3 things there: additional users because of the success they're seeing on the platform, more features and functions, expanding across other channels, and then you used the word studio as well. Can you touch on that? What's that all about?
I did. So Studio is a new product of Aforza. As we know, Aforza is built on top of the Salesforce platform, and Studio is our new digital asset management tool that is built on Google Cloud, but intrinsically connected with the Aforza platform. And I think it's more important now than ever, because when your reps are actually out in the field, they have a range of promotional content they have to present to a customer, whether that be a presentation deck or whether it be a new gondola floor plan, for example. And they need to have all those assets readily available at their fingertips at the click of a button. And at the moment, I've seen, or heard stories around reps actually carrying sheets of paper around, in a
still happens today, right?
Yeah, it does happen. Does happen. So I think that it's certainly a new product of ours that our customers are getting excited by. We've got some pilots running out already, with their specific assets in the tool, and we're setting those up. And it's a exciting time to be part of the company, because I think that's strategic for us and strategic for our customers.
Right. And again, not just as a new product, but as a customer account manager, you're seeing interest within your own customer community as well, right? To sort of take what they got with Aforza and expand into this space.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think like I said, we've got some pilots running out already, in particular in my customer base that I'm managing, and they've jumped at the opportunity to actually upload their digital assets into the tool and actually get started with it, and they're already giving us enhancement requests and all sorts of things that we need to. Well, actually, it was quite nice to see that our roadmap seems to be very aligned with what our customers want and need going forward into 2023. So I think it's And
just on that, I'm going a bit off script with the questions here, but you touched on roadmap there, and I guess as a customer account manager working with customers, I guess you're going to be close to what they use today and what they need going forward. And so, how interested are they in the roadmap and the future and our continued innovations going forward?
I think the answer is very interested. Part of my job is to really set expectations on when we'll be able to deliver certain functionality. Obviously, we're speaking to our R&D team and then going back to the customer to let them know when we're going to be able to execute some sort of functionality they require. So it's music to my ears when I hear their specific requirements are actually already in our roadmap going forward, because that makes the customer happy and ultimately makes my job a lot simpler.
Yeah.
So I think, I think that they're very, very interested in what the roadmap holds, in particular regarding Studio, simply because, I think it's going to be very, very effective and valuable for them to have all of their digital assets in one place, but, deep linked actually to the offline mobile application. So I think it's...
so again, the end-to-end story just come into play here, right?
Absolutely, yeah. And I think the other thing that we touched on a bit earlier on was, the omni-channel approach. And I think that's going to play into our customers massively as well.
Yeah. Excellent. And again, with your kind of, your ear to the street and spending time with customers, out of everything going on, what are they getting excited about? What do you think interests them the most about the roadmap in the future at Aforza?
So I think, we spoke there a bit about Studio, and I think that's certainly one of the main things that I'm seeing a lot of interest in at the moment, but also in particular B2B commerce. I know we spoke about that a little bit earlier on. I think the having the idea of, my rep doesn't actually need to go out to visit a customer for them to place orders in particular.
For certain types of accounts, right?
Exactly, yeah. So with the right pricing, the right promotions, you can push all of these to those B2B portals for your customers to actually place the orders themselves, rather than having to have someone go and visit them, or a telesales rep actually call to execute the order. So I think in particular for the some of the smaller convenience stores, I think that some of our customers have in the more traditional markets, I think they see that as a massive win for them, because they can get the products they need when they need them. And our customers, the manufacturers and the beverage companies and the distributors, they can manage the pricing, the promotions, the products that are being pushed to those particular customers on the portal.
Right on.
So you've got our customers are happy and their customers are happy.
Absolutely,
And
absolutely.
ultimately, then the consumer's happy as well. So that's our end goal, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I know we discussed this earlier in the week, but I think the point you made was the days of fixed route plans and just customers or reps visiting customers because they did that every week in, week out is changing, right? It's all about segment-driven coverage and going to the right people at the right time. And if a channel like e-commerce is better than a rep visit because it fits that profile of customer, then it works, right? And
I think something that I've learned from working with our customers is that they have to be so flexible with regards to how they service their customers, and they have to be ready to execute on any channel at any point in time. And I think that also means that we do, in a way, we have to be flexible in how we help our customers. But ultimately, that means that our solution has to be flexible as well. And I think it's doing exactly that for a lot of our customers at the moment. If we can if we can improve the way in which our customers can engage with their customers and the efficiency in which they do so to help them increase revenues, decrease costs, and ultimately perform better, I think we're winning.
Good stuff. Well, look, I know this is a recent role for you in a move, but it sounds like you're loving it and enjoying it.
Yeah.
And I guess just to wrap things up with an overall question is really given your experience at Aforza over the time you've had here, why would you suggest that someone would love to work here?
I think, to be honest, it's your voice gets heard. I think if you have an opinion on something, you have the right to say it. And I think that what's great about that is, you will often come to me and ask me what I think about something. Likewise, I'll probably come to you a little bit more and ask you for help on some certain things. But we sit very, very close together. You've got the C-levels and the VPs right next to the customer account managers, the BDRs. You're often very close to either the R&D team or the customer success team that we call the bomb squad. So you often learn quite a lot just from sitting around and listening to them. So I think if you're interested in personal development and joining a fast-moving, exciting company, then I think it would be a fantastic place and a fantastic opportunity for anyone to come and work. I've certainly learned a lot. I don't plan on leaving soon. So
excellent. Well, we're lucky to have you, and this has been an absolute pleasure today. Thanks so much for sharing your insights. And that's been Jack Bailey. And as we wrap the Aforza Employee Insight series, please subscribe to the channel for plenty more of these insights. And thanks again, Jack.
Thanks, Andy. A pleasure.